Hey guys, it's me, your best friend Jimmy. And I'm in this place called hyugeso, which means Gapyeong Rest Stop. So Korea is not a very big country, but about every 30 minutes that you drive on the highway, you see one of these things called hyugeso, which means rest stops. This is where you can quickly use their toilet, get something to drink, sometimes buy some souvenirs, and most importantly, get all kinds of different food. Today, I'd like to show you guys what kind of food they have. You guys ready? Then come with me. By the way, I think some of you guys might be surprised that us Koreans go to toilets too. Yes, I know you guys like K-drama and K-pop, but surprisingly, Koreans urinate too. Although I feel like the most gorgeous K-pop stars, I don't believe they piss or poop. I think at their level of beauty, they ascended above that. Don't quote me on that though. This is not based on scientific data.
It's not based on science, but I'm pretty sure they don't.
Oh, that's really cool. They're selling songs in a USB stick. Typically in a rest stop, the vendors that are outside will sell more snacky things and more drinks. Whereas if you come inside, they have a dedicated food court and more snacks that are a little heavier. I want to start from the heaviest thing of all, the food court. So the food court in a rest stop is very much like the food court in a shopping mall. Although I have to be honest with you guys, it's probably a little more expensive than a shopping mall.
They had several different vendors at the food court, and most of them were just different kinds of Korean food that aren't fancy. You can order using this kiosk, which is extremely convenient. Can't believe that this used to be someone's job that got replaced. Once you finish your order, you just need to hold onto your ticket and wait for your number to come up on the screen.
김치는 안 주시나요? 아, 감사합니다. Without kimchi, I would die. Yeah, boy. That looks pretty good to me.
I got all of my food within minutes. Isn't it funny? We don't even tip our workers and they work insanely fast. Koreans must be like actually doing their jobs or something instead of asking for an extra 20% tip on everything that they do. I have all my food from 3 different vendors, so let's try them now.
Why don't I start with some good udon? You see this very often in rest stops. They're like one of the more affordable things that you can get to. And the fish cake skewer too. I must say though, it's hard to mess it up, right? Of course this is good.
This was definitely better than one of those packet udons that you can make at home, but not nearly as good as the ones you get in real Japanese restaurants. Not bad for what I paid.
And that's my cheese 돈가스. Cheesy as hell, boy. I wish there was more cheese in it. Oh, I like how the meat and the cheese comes right off. It's not a very good sign.
안에 고기가 들어가 있구나.
근데 고기가 너무 굳어 있어. Let's use this tonkatsu dipping sauce as well.
I think it's a little rude to not use chopsticks here. I hope you guys forgive me. It's just that I like to be nutty here and there because I get tired of myself being so nice and obedient all the time. You guys should try it too. It's very liberating.
I would say their cheese tonkatsu is okay. The meat is a little hard. Here's their chopstick. It looks pretty good to me if you ask me. Funny how it comes with some French fries. Obviously these French fries came right out of a frozen bag. I like how they don't even try to make that French fries good. Okay, let's try their chopstick. It's beef. So I would say the meat isn't very tender.
It was just okay, at least they had a lot of beef. It was also a little too expensive for rest stop food, so although it was pretty good, I wouldn't recommend it.
Ironically, I like the udon the most. It's the most affordable one, but there's like little to complain about this.
So their food court wasn't terrible, but it's certainly not the most enjoyable part of the rest stop.
Okay, their food court food was okay. Now, I'd hate to break it to you guys, but none of us Koreans think that food court in a rest stop is delicious. It's not bad, it's just something that we just get. Like none of us go, wow, I can't wait to have that hyugeso udon and donkasu. However, there are things that we do look forward to, and those are the real hyugeso snacks that I'm about to have.
How about we start with something magical? This is called magic hot dog.
Okay, gentle people, here I got my magic hot dog. It's a big, long, tangy sausage wrapped up in spiral pastry. The sausage is nice and juicy. There's like a good pop to it. I wish the pastry was a little sweeter. It tastes very bland, but that's okay. I think it's still very good. Look at all these Korean kids. 안녕. 채널 이름? 너 핸드폰 있어? 꺼내봐. 지미 킴. 니들 영어 잘해?
네, 아마도요.
영어로 쳐야 돼, 알았지?
This time I wanted to try something that is more like the typical Korean corn dog. So I decided to get this ham fish cake corn dog.
감사합니다. 아, 이 냉장고가 소스 냉장고구나.
아, 예.
그럼 케찹을 You guys see where I'm going with this? That symbolizes my golden heart. Man, that's cool. Got my deep fried kimchi gimbap here too. 안녕히 계세요. So when you're at a Korean restaurant, one type of food that you come across very often are the corn dogs, something that involves sausages. I believe this one is not just any corn dog, because instead of bread batter, this has fish cake, which is really cool. So it's sausage, fish cake, deep fried. This might be my personal thing, but I feel like a lot of people would agree too. When you're in a Korean restaurant, these snacks tend to be a lot better than like a full-on meal. In Korean standards, this is kind of expensive, but when you're desperately hungry while you're driving, I guess it's a price that you have to pay. I'm sure you guys are familiar with kimbap, but this is different. This is deep fried kimbap, something that I personally haven't seen before.
It's kind of like a normal kimbap with kimchi. It has pickled radish, ham, carrots, and kimchi in it, except it's been deep fried.
So kimbap is this Korean food that has white rice and other ingredients wrapped up in dried seaweed. Traditionally, we don't deep fry it. Apparently in restaurants, we do. It's my first time seeing this. Kimchi, ham, and some radish. Now there's nothing crazy about it. It's just a little more oily kimbap to me. I would say it tastes pretty good though. If I had something else that's more protein based, then this would be amazing. This to me feels a little too carb heavy at the moment. You guys might be a little tired of me having hot dog right now, but I'm gonna get it anyway. When I was a little boy, I used to get hot dog from a local food truck. Food trucks back in the days, they're not like the food trucks these days, because the food trucks now, they're meant to be like cool, right? Back in the days, it used to be like a struggling middle class mom operating out of a busted up truck. So this is injeolmi hot dog, and that's nuts hot dog.
Injeolmi is a rice cake covered in sweet soybean powder called konggomul, and this hot dog is covered in that konggomul. The powder adds a subtle sweetness that is different from sugar, so you see this a lot in modern Korean desserts.
Spread open, it's filled with sugar. Makes me want to lick every drop of it. There's something about this hot dog that feels a little more tamed. Usually hot dogs, they're like out of control. They look uneven, they look ugly, they're chaotic. But these guys, they're like perfect circles. Like they almost feel factory made. It just feels very corporate and franchised, which it probably is.
I'm also going to try the other one. Both of them are outrageously expensive for a hot dog. Just keep in mind that even with inflation, this is considered to be quite expensive.
When I was young, there were multiple hot dog stalls in my neighborhood. There was one hot dog truck that sold 4 of these for $1. And another one that was a little further down from my place, but that truck sold 5 of these for $1. Sometimes my mom would give me $2 to get hot dog for me and my siblings, but I was a smart boy. I would always make a long journey to the other hot dog stall, spend $2 to get 10 hot dog, and then eat 2 on the spot, and then bring home 8 hot dog, and then act like I went to the hot dog truck right next door. My mom and my siblings, they never got alerted. I outsmarted them, and that's how I always ended up with 2 extra hot dogs as a kid. I think I had the potential to be a great politician. Using public funds to feed myself first, that was extremely smart. That's what the world leaders are supposed to do. Anyway, I feel like this hot dog's pretty good. Little dry on the surface. I want it more deep fried, but that's okay.
I would say this hot dog is just below average. It's a little hard and not crispy enough, but they had lots of nuts inside, which was great.
Okay, these look pretty amazing too. Fried chicken skewer and 소떡, which means sausage with rice cake. 네, 감사합니다. Let me open up this sauce fridge. They have a fried chicken sauce too.
So this is fried chicken skewer. And this is sausage with rice cake, or 소떡.
Now, which one should I start with? Should I start with the fried chicken? I don't want it to get cold.
I like Korean fried chickens, so I feel like this is going to be very easy to like.
Do you guys want my honest opinion, or should I say nice things about my country? I just tasted one of the driest fried chicken ever. Compared to this, the Jollibee chicken that I had in Philippines, that's the Pacific Ocean. This is Sahara Desert. This has like no moisture inside. And the batter's a little too thick. I don't know, I honestly don't recommend it to you guys. I feel like I'm gonna feel really sick if I eat that. It's just oil and super dry chicken meat. It feels like the chicken's been frozen and defrosted, frozen and defrosted. It just feels like it went through that a few times.
It was so bad that the fried handle might have tasted better than the chicken itself.
거의 역대급 맛없어. Alright, this is 소떡, another iconic rest stop food. This is sausage, and this is deep fried rice cake. Nice and oily sausage, and I love deep fried rice cake, so I know I'm gonna like it. Now, sausage and the rice cake at the same time. I'll give it to them, they're pretty good. It's like the West meets East. This is like an interracial couple. Most likely white male and Asian girl. They go together extremely well, so I have nothing against them.
As long as they're great together, who are we to tell them what's right and wrong? I'm cool with any interracial couples, just like I'm cool with this 소떡. Here's another item that's very popular in rest stops, the baked potatoes.
Another iconic item at a Korean hyugeso is this whole potato. Let's get a taste of it, shall we? It's pretty much just salt and potato. I think it's really good. Probably one of the better things that you can have here. This is the kind of food that you have while you're driving as you leave the hyugeso, and then you have a hot girlfriend next to you and she feeds it to you while you're driving. This is that kind of food. At least that's what's in my fantasy. Instead, I have a 30-something-year-old dude next to me. He'll feed it to me. Mouth to mouth, maybe. 감사합니다. I feel obligated to show you guys the most iconic food at a rest stop, and that is blazing hot walnut cake. So this is 호두과자, which translates to walnut cake. It's very sweet, and if you bite it, it's very crispy on the surface, but inside it's very moist. It's filled with red bean paste, and there's chunks of walnut and pine nuts. It's very delicious. I do feel like this one is particularly good. Sometimes the 호두과자, it's like mostly bread. The way I like it, it has to be like very thin.
I'm not sure why all rest stops have this, but I think it's probably because it's a bite-sized food that you can easily eat while you're driving.
The corporate America reached all the way to a Korean highway. They have jamba juice here in Gapyeong Hyugeso, which is kind of crazy. So it seems that they have their signature menu here. It's Gapyeong pine nut latte and smoothie. I got the smoothie.
1132번 고객님, 제품 준비되었습니다.
That looks good to me. Look at that jot floating around.
I've never had this before, but then it's hard to hate on any kind of smoothie.
This one tastes very grainy. Yeah, I guess I really like it. It has that strong flavor of grains. Yes, and good American sugar too. Thank you, Jamba Juice, for bringing more chance of obesity here in this land. We could use more of those. So I think I consumed enough calories here. What did you guys think? Would you guys like to come here and try some food? Like I said, not all of their food is good, but some are definitely worth a try. Especially when you become desperately hungry while you're driving, like I was. If you guys like this video, please go ahead and watch my other videos too. I'm gonna hit the road back to continuing my dangerous journey. Goodbye, my friends.
There's going to be a lot of new videos from this trip, so stay tuned, guys.